Okay, I'm not the best video maker here, but I'm going to try to make a point that I think is important to consider, especially when you're showing a video about your charging rates and all that. I mean, this doesn't apply for everybody, but I've noticed the possibility for this in some videos. So what I'm going to show you here is, this is a charging circuit that I use a lot, that I've showed and talked about, and I use that for basically pulsing different coils, or trying out inductors, if you want to call it that. And I've recently just been using a big microwave oven transformer because I couldn't find another use for it, and I'm using the large primary coil on that as my inductor. You can imagine how that might work out, but by pulsing that I can get some good charging. But I'm going to show you that I have a battery right here, and I'm going to charge. It's actually already been charged a good deal, but I'm just going to show you that this 12 volt battery here, that's presently sitting at 13.6, 13.7 on the meter. And just to show you that it is a good battery, I got this bulb here, this auto bulb, and you see I'm running that. You can see the voltage on the battery. It's fairly healthy. It's only a 7 amp hour battery, but you can see that, you know, it is a healthy battery. Fairly new. Overpaid for it at Radio Shack. But anyway, you can see voltage already shot down a little bit, but it's going to slowly go back up to over 13 volts. So you can say that this is technically a fully charged battery. Okay. Now I've got 12 volts across. This 12 volts is the adapter voltage that I have hooked up. So I'm running this circuit off of 12 volts too, 12.3 or something, 12.2. So already, yeah, you know, it's a lower voltage, but, you know, we're stepping it up, so it doesn't matter. But at any rate, I'm going to show you the charge rate, and I've got it connected to a meter right now to show the input, the current that's going into the battery. I mean, that's just what the meter says, but you can still see what's going on. So cut that on. I am putting, according to this meter, about 114 milliamps into this battery at, you could say, 12 volts. You know, I can't remember exactly what I'm drawing right now, but just showing you what's going into the battery. According to this meter, that's about 114 milliamps, as you can see. And this is the battery charging. You can see that. I'm just gonna sit here and show the rate of the charge for a little while, if I can stop messing up my meter probe. But you can see it's just shooting on up. So this is 115 milliamps from 12 volts. It's actually, you know, drawing probably closer to 230 or something like that. That microwave up coil is not going to be very efficient with the way the circuit is, but it's still doing a good job of pulsing it. And if you was to observe the rate at which that voltage is climbing in this battery, you would think that it's actually charging the hell out of it. It wouldn't make much sense that it's just going to climb that quickly, considering you might not expect it to climb that fast on a 1 amp trickle charger. So just by looking at the voltage rise, you think, I mean, I personally would think, damn, man, that's pretty good. I'm hardly putting anything into it, and it's looking like it's charging like a big boy. Which you could almost say that it is, but at any rate, I don't know how long it would take, but I could probably get this thing maybe up to 15 volts in the length of this video. I don't know how long it's going to run before it cuts out on me, but you can see it's just steadily rising. And I noticed with this 7 amp hour battery, once it reaches maybe about 14.2 or 14.3, something around that region, once it reaches that on the meter, shortly after it'll just go ahead and jump up to 15 and not want to rise above that very quickly, but that's about as high as it'll go, and then cut it off, and over time it'll settle back down to about 13.3, maybe 13.5. But hopefully you can see that it's just still shooting on up. 113 so milliamps. I'm gonna try to get it to ashes all over the place. I'm gonna try to get it to 14 on this video. But at any rate, I guess it's supposed to be significant that you have a battery that's already reading about 13 point something, which is well over 12.6, 12.8 volts, which would give you the impression, okay, wow, the fact that it's pushing it higher than that, and it is actually a healthy battery, you must be putting some serious juice in there, because normally it takes a lot more amperage to get that done. Okay, so we're already over 14 volts, and it's going to keep on going up to 15. I don't think I have maybe that amount of time to do that. But the point that I'm trying to make is, you can't, you see how it's rising much faster now. It seems like the rate increase, that's why it's going to get to 15 in no time. But the point is, the reason that it's able to do this right now is because I already charged it to 15 volts. What it's doing right now is almost from memory. Okay, the reason it's getting to 15 volts so quickly is because I already brought it there and did not take much of a load off of it in that bulb. Had I took a much further load off of it to get it to the point where it would want to rest maybe at around under 13, then it would take a much longer time to get it back up to 15. Clearly, because I took a load off of it. But the point is, I can't expect to get this thing, and now it's going higher than 15. I can't expect to get this thing higher than that if I had not already brought it up to that point. And I don't mean days ago. I don't mean I can bring it to 15, and then as soon as I had done that once, then any time after it'll go up to 15, no problem, no matter if I drew from the battery or not. No, what I mean is, if I charge it as high as it is now, and then I cut the motor off, I cut the circuit off, we can watch it fall back down, because that's just like a floating voltage right now. It's going to go all the way back down to where it wants to sit at. 13, maybe 3 or something. Well, it's already back down. If I cut it back on, it's obviously going to want to shoot back up to 15 in no time. Okay. Now the point is, had I recently discharged this battery, and now I'm getting ready to recharge it, and it was now sitting at where it is now, it is going to take a long time to get back to 15. It's not in its memory, so to speak. I don't know the best way to explain that, but right now it's actually discharging. It's actually discharging right now in a way. The chemical reaction is simulating a discharge in a way. So that's why even if I let this sit here for a while, it's not going to rise back up as quickly as it just did, but it'll still rise up fairly quickly, giving the impression that maybe there's a crazy amount of charge going in there. But I will say that for this video, to initially get it after a complete discharge, to initially get it all the way back up as high as it is now to 15, it took many hours. It took maybe 12 hours to get it there after it had been fully discharged and sitting at around 11 something. So that's just a point to consider. I don't know if I'm explaining that right, but it's a point to consider. And you can see now, look how high it's riding. I mean, it's no problem. Now it's going to get to 16, no problem. You know. We're drawing even less current now, 103 milliamps. You know, that's interesting to say the least. I don't really know what's going on with that. So yeah, can't completely go off what you see on other people's meters, because I could technically show you this video right now without explaining what I did and give you the impression that my charger is doing something truly understandably amazing, which makes entirely no sense at all because of the charging rate. But I'm not, because in actuality it took very long to get there. But in this video, it actually doesn't look like it took that long. It looked like it took a few minutes, if you can see what I'm saying. So I guess just for the sake of this video, I guess I'm not going to sit here and wait and see if it'll get to 16, but you get the point. You know, once again, cut it off. It's going to want to drop all the way back down to the plate potential, which is going to be about no more than 13.5. But at least you can see what I'm talking about. And now it's taking a little longer to fall. But yeah, that's all I wanted to show.